Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Well. Ray Epps, suspected to be federal agent at January 6th protest, sentenced to probation. Yeah, what a great deal. Yeah. Unbelievable. Gets 1 year probation and a $500 fine. It's incredible to me. Judge hands down light sentence as prosecutors recommended 6 months in prison. Well, as you say, well, John, the federal prosecutors wanted 6 months. He was the judge. No, don't kid yourself. The prosecutors knew before the judge announced it would be a year's probation, a $500 fine, a misdemeanor, what he was going to rule, just to make the prosecutors look even-handed. This whole thing sucks so bad. I can't even articulate how badly this sucks. Ray Epps, a January 6th protester who was recorded on video urging people to go in the U.S. Capitol, has been sentenced to 1 year probation. So far, my understanding is I think there's about 600 people that have been sentenced in the so-called January 6th insurrection/riot. Now, there's people who have been there for coming up on, well, let's see, that was what? January of 21. We're coming up on 3 years. 3 years, no trial. And by the way, for all those people that say Trump should be taken off the ballot for insurrection, now one of these people charged in the January 6th riot has been charged with, wait for it, insurrection, because it didn't happen. The sentence is considered lenient, given the prosecutors recommended 6 months. Like I said, the prosecutors knew. They were just covered in their own ass. Chief Judge James Bosberg placed no restrictions on Epps' travel while under probation and has required him to serve 100 hours of community service. Oh, no restrictions, which means he can go anywhere he wants, all the interviews he wants, and does 100 hours of community service. He'll pick some nickel-dime thing to do. Last fall, justice prosecutors reached an agreement with Epps, who agreed to plead guilty to a single misdemeanor count and also pay a $500 fine. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What did you see the video? Of course, for those of you who haven't seen it, the video's coming here, what he actually says and does. I learned that truth is not always found in the places that I used to trust, Epps stated in a letter to the court asking for leniency. I am grateful, remorseful, deeply sorry, and angry at myself for attending the protest. The truth is not always found in places you trust. He's talking about Trump. That was never the case. Ray Epps was an FBI informant. He worked for the FBI either directly or indirectly. You'd be a fool to think otherwise. Epps, a former Marine from Arizona, had been the center of a controversy for years after being suspected of either being a federal agent or an informant. Questions about potential government ties arose after video surfaced of him telling a group of protesters to go to the Capitol, which led to the crowd chanting, "Fed, Fed, Fed." Ray Epps will get 0 jail time, 12 months probation. Meanwhile, there are truly peaceful protesters rotting in prison for simply showing up. Now let's check out the video in question. There's no out of context. There's nothing of that involved at all. This is flagrant. This is absolutely outrageous. People sitting years in jail. The Proud Boys guy got 20 years in jail. And there's still people sitting in jail 3 years later, no trial. And this moron gets a $500 fine, 100 hours of community service, and a year's probation. Let's listen.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What? No! Peacefully. Fed.
See? Fed.
Tomorrow, I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested.
Well, let's not say it.
We need to go. I'll say it.
All right.
We need to go in.
Shut the fuck up, Boomer.
To the Capitol.
Based Fed posting? All right. We need to go into the Capitol. I didn't see that coming. Okay.
Monument Hill.
President is done speaking. We are going to the Capitol.
Now, there he is at the rally, at the protest, now in front of the Capitol building, edging people and encouraging them to go on. And nobody said a word. It's incredible to me. Those of you old school Democrats out there, baby boomers like myself, that were old school Democrats that believed in even-handedness under the law. That was supposedly a mantra of the old school Democrats, not the progressives, but the old school Democrats for decades. Where is the even-handedness? Where is the equal justice under the law? It's not here. It's not here. It's where your political affiliation lies that you, depending on what sentence you get, if at all. Listen to this guy.
It's that direction. Please spread the word. All right. No, okay, but one more thing.
Yeah, so can we go up there? No?
When we go in,
Are we going to get arrested if we
leave
go
this
up there?
here. You don't need to get
Just to
shot.
arrest us all?
There he is. There he is, facing down the Washington police, the Metropolitan Police. He whispers in a guy's ear, and watch what happens. And there he is going up the steps on the Capitol property, leading people in. And he got probation. And there it is. There is absolutely zero out of context, and things were exaggerated. And that's just a short clip. This is what happens when there's a two-tier justice system. Like I said, all you old school Democrats, that's what I thought you hated. Usually, as a rule in the older days, was either because of a person's race or sex. But the rule is still the same. A two-tier justice system will split this country in half. Oh, gosh. Ray Epps gets probation, $100, $500 fine, and was able to phone into his sentencing. Oh, he didn't even show up in person. That I didn't know. Are you freaking kidding me? This is from Donald Trump Jr. Yeah, guys, he totally wasn't put there to incite things by the feds. Our country is screwed. The traitors in charge aren't even pretending anymore. I mean, he got to phone in. Didn't he have to show up in person? Epps told the court he was subjected to harassment. Oh, poor baby. Let's play this. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, you poor thing. After pro-Trump figures repeatedly made public assertions that he was an FBI agitator operating in the January 6th crowd to entrap Trump supporters, which you saw he was. In several instances documented in the court cited by the Associated Press, Epps said that a busload of Trump supporters drove past a wedding venue he owned shouting threats. He probably said, F you. He also said showcases were placed on his property and that strangers confronted him in person telling him to sleep with one eye open. Yeah, there's some pissed off people. More than 1,000 individuals have been arrested and charged with connection with the Capitol riot, with more than 600 receiving sentences. Henry Enrique Atario, former leader of the Proud Boys, received the longest sentence so far, 22 years, even though he was not in Washington at the time of the protest. Folks, this is what they're doing. They're raiding pastors' homes. They're raiding people that prayed in church vigils at abortion clinics. They're going after their political enemies. This makes Watergate look like a Boy Scout jamboree. If you remember, old enough to remember or read about Watergate, I remember I was a teenager, that the government agencies, the CIA, the FBI, the intelligence services, spied for the Republicans against the Democrats. And that was nothing compared to this. Yeah, they screwed some people over. They used to call it a rat blanking back in the old days, rat effing. This is child's play, Boy Scout stuff compared to what they're doing now. People are offing themselves, I'll put it that way. Gee, 20, 15, 20, 25-year sentences for doing what? Walking into a building? It's a trespass charge. $200-300, 6 months probation, you walk away. No. There are still people sitting there 3 years later, coming up in a couple of weeks, that have not been charged. And this guy gets probation? Look at this. You saw the video. You saw the video. Let's watch it again, just in case you didn't get all of it.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What? No! Peacefully. Fed. Tomorrow, I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested.
Well, let's not say it.
We need to go. I'll say it.
All right.
We need to go in.
Shut the fuck up, Boomer.
To the Capitol.
Based Fed posting? All right. We need to go into the Capitol. I didn't see that coming. Okay.
Monument Hill.
Stop speaking. We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction. Please spread the word. All right, noted. But one more thing.
Yeah, so can we go up there? No?
When we go in,
Are we going to get arrested if we
leave
go
this
up there?
here. You don't need to get
Did you
shot.
arrest us all?
And there he is, folks, storming the Capitol grounds. 1 year's probation, $500 fine. It's incredible to me. It's incredible to me. Oh, excuse me, 100 hours of community service. It's absolutely amazing to me how this is such a setup. And it's so ridiculous, folks. It's so ridiculous. People can't lay down to this stuff. They can't. People have to stop being quiet. This is such an obstruction of justice, but in an opposite direction. Meanwhile, a former president is facing multiple indictments. Basically spend the rest of his life in prison and lose his billion-dollar plus business. It's incredible to me. Why aren't people standing up? What do you think? Until the next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.